But here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go to start off FRLT Season 2. And it's a decent start from everybody. It's a good start from TTR Elite. And heading into Turn 1, it's 3 wide further back. We're looking at a Max Verstappen Kimi Raikkonen incident almost. There's a lot of cars going wide. Latifi's had a decent start. So has Jay Kennedy. He's moved up into P2. He's gotten ahead of TTR Elite, so it's been a good start for WR. Bit of sliding from Latifi. He's sliding all over the place. We've got a bit of 2 wide action further behind. See cars going off everywhere. Now heading down the Kemmel Straight. It's going to be everything on the line. Toast Brot trying to make some moves. Marvin Gome as well. He's also making moves. You can see a couple of drivers going 2 wide in front. Dom is trying to keep around the outside of Justin Ertz. He's going to try and hold the line. He's going to try and stay ahead of the WR driver. He does get ahead of Justin Ertz. Justin Ertz not having the best start, dropping down 1 place. He might be under attack now from Ellis the Great. He's not going to have that just yet. Marvin Gome, though, still trying to make his way round. He's still going to hold on to P8, but he does fall behind Toastbrot there. Now we've got Lucky Lucas Leon and Tyne. They're fighting further back, but we're going to take our eyes to the front because Ellis the Great almost made the move on Justin Ertz again, but the sliding on his car isn't helping him through Pouon. Looking further ahead now, we're going to ride on board with Jay Kennedy. You can see Latifi struggling in the wet weather. Maybe it was a setup difference that maybe made the whole difference in qualifying, and maybe that was the time that was found. Maybe not, but you can see a lot of the drivers sliding around, trying to find grip, trying to find some pace, especially on this opening lap. They're all going to try and stay in their positions. Not a lot of ERS used as well by the WR driver of Jay Kennedy. Now heading down the back straight, he's going to be using something. He's got slipstream. Does he want to make an audacious move into none other than the bus stop chicane? We've seen it before. Here he comes, coming down towards the final 2 corners. He's not going to make the move. He's going to go safe. He wants to play it safe. He doesn't want to risk anything too early because it is a lap 1 out of 22. Now we're going to go on to lap 2 of this race. As we can see, FG Eisner, who I believe is driving for AMS tonight, he's ultimately made his way now up into P10, even though DRS is enabled on the back straight, which I forgot that it was. And there goes Latifi. He's pulling up into the lead. Here comes... Oh! Latifi's round! Justin Ertz hits into Latifi. I wish I'd seen the whole thing, but I think I saw enough. And that has pushed Latifi down to P5 and Justin Ertz into P7. I don't think they've got damage. Mr. Chris has ultimately retired from the session. He's our first retiree of not only this race, but of Season 2. So not the best of starts, but that is a crazy thing. Marvin Gome gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, but collision between 2 of the top 3 has this potentially ruled them out of a victory here, because now you can see Latifi and Eisner, teammates in this race now, really in P5 and P6 and pretty much side by side here. And so they're really close to each other. So we'll have to see what is going to come on first, what is going to change. I'm really confused. I'm confused by that. Everybody else is pitting. Elite has now retired from the session. I think he knows he's too far off. There is a safety car out on track now, I believe. Elite actually crashed out on the circuit. Yes, he did. Wow. Okay. What are we going to see here? Takubi, how many positions is he going to gain? He's P14, of course. These other... Oh, and somebody spun off of the exit. It's Lucky Lucas Leon. He spun off for the exit. Takubi's only going to come out in P14 and on more heavily worn tyres. Oh. And that was ABE Elite, by the way, not DLFP1. Not DLFP1 driver. ABE. So ABE not having the best of starts their season. Safety car is now out. Safety car is in this lap. It is going to be something quite interesting to see. Mr. Chris, of course, out of the session and Elite. So, it's now time to move on towards the final 3 corners on this track. We've got the fast left-hander and then the bus stop chicane. We're going to be waiting. TTRE Elite, of course, he can control the pace of the grid. You can see all the snaking from the drivers behind. You can see all the snaking from everybody. When is he going to go? It's up to him when he wants to go. So everybody has to wait behind. You can see he's got 17 cars behind him, all wanting to get past him, especially drivers like Dom and Ellis the Great, who are in a great position for potentially taking the victory. And there goes Elite. He's now pushing out, going into the chicane, and you can see Ellis the Great almost getting a jump on Dom there. Dom having a bit of a slide. This has now allowed Ellis the Great to move up into P2. And he's going to try and make the move. He's on the mediums. Dom is on the hards. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look at the tyres. Dom is on the hards. So is a couple of other drivers, as you can see. Most of the grid on those medium tyres, though. So that is something that's going to be interesting. Jay Kennedy gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. So did Latifi as well. So this is going to be interesting. Dom trying to make the move. He's not going to make it. It looks... TTR Elite, he's overshot it. He's gone off track. 2 drivers are going to blast past him at the same time. And that's going to be Ellis the Great who also gets past him. Although he is under attack from Elite. But now Latifi's having a go at Elite. He's going to send it down the inside into the corner with no name. But he's going to almost lose the car at the same time. And now he's under attack from Marvin Gome, who is also behind him, and Jay Kennedy, who Jay Kennedy's now trying to make a move. Justin Ertz also gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Heading down now into the right-left. Can Jay Kennedy make the move? Yes, he will. He'll find himself up into P5 now, so a good position and a position that he needed to make right this second. So ultimately, Dom now leads the race. It's another driver leading. It's a different driver leading again here tonight. Now, they could be chasing a victory to start off their season. So this could be very different. But you could see Ellis the Great closing up, and once again retaking the position with the DRS. Dom is also going to make a move on the inside. He's also going to make his way up into P2, squeezing Latifi to the side of the track. And this helicopter camera view is absolutely amazing, and I love it. We've got some battling happening further back. Azurk making his way past Kirill Yasko, who's having a very tough race for AERO, down in P16, down to that. But TTR Elite now making his move up into P4, making his way past Jay Kennedy, now making the move once again into the right-hander. He takes the lead. Dom now down to P2, Eisner P3, TTR Elite in P4. You can see a little bit of wobbling from a couple of drivers. That was Ellis the Great, who was wobbling there. He had a bit of trouble with his car. Maybe the medium tire is starting to go off. We're going some of the final laps of this race. 5 laps remaining, by the way. But it's interesting because it's very close. Justin Ertz just gets another 3-second time penalty. He's 16th and last at the moment. I don't think he's particularly pushing. As you can see, Jay Kennedy's getting overtaken by 2 cars. Only 2 cars at the moment because Dom and Eisner retake the lead. But we've seen a couple of different teams lead now today. And you can see almost a bit of side-by-side action between Jay Kennedy and Eisner. But we've seen a couple of teams lead. I mean, we've seen WOR, of course. We've seen AMS, who have also led. And CRE tonight. And TTRE. We've ultimately seen 4 teams. By the way, that is 4 out of 10 teams have led. And all of those 4 teams who have led, not exactly 4 drivers, but all of those 4 teams have at least 1 driver inside of the top 4. Also, if you guys want to know the standings after tonight, if you guys want to know the standings, as Dom, sorry, I have to interrupt myself because Dom is making a move and there's some contact further behind. It's Eisner, Dom, everybody is fighting. It's a 4-way fight for this win. Look at this. Look at how many 7 drivers are all battling for the win. Oh! And there goes Latifi. He's off. He's gone. Latifi has retired from the session. He is out. He's out of the race. Jay Kennedy battling. Look at this battling further back. 3 wide between all of the drivers. As now Ellis the Great gets another 3-second time penalty. That means now... that now means one of the big point scorers for AMS aren't going to be there. And that could put them in jeopardy of taking the championship lead. They were going to take the Constructors' Championship lead, by the way. They now won't. And so it's some disappointment there, of course, for AMS. It's a caution in Sector 3. But now heading down... This straight once again. I forgot its name. I don't know why. I've said this practically every single lap, but I forget. Here on lap 22 out of 22, it's the final lap of the race. And now, heading down towards, throughout the middle sector. I was going to say some of the final corners of the middle sector. It's a couple of the couple of the first corners in the middle sector, but everything's settled down now. But that was a bit of fighting, but that now has seen Latifi out of the race. Toastbrook gets this 3-second time penalty. He gets 2 of them, I believe. So that could actually, that's going to help Ellis the Great. That means he might just be in front. If he can be just over 3 seconds in front, That could just save him from dropping down below P7. I think also possibly P8 as well. We'll have to see at the end of the race. But coming down for the final charge, I think we know that Jay isn't going to be on for a victory or even a podium here tonight. It looks like he'll finish P5 and only 10 points for WR here tonight with Justin Ertz down in P15. Here they come around the final couple of corners. Coming down towards the right. Now heading into the left-hander for one final time. Dom wins here in FRLT in round 1 in season 2. Congratulations. And that is ultimately CRE's first victory in FRLT as well.